brain rot is ruining your dopamine levels. Every time we scroll on TikTok, every time we finish a 30-second videos, a dopamine surge occurs in our brain, and having this new baseline constantly makes us feel deprived. Getting so much of dopamine in such a short time span really ruins our baseline dopamine level. So I'm going to share 2 practical tips to help you overcome that. Number 1. Dopamine is a happiness chemical, but you are not going to get true happiness by scrolling. True happiness comes from 2 areas. Firstly is when you're in the zone, when you're doing deep work or when you're in flow state. Since the previous generations, we have been primed to overcome problems, solve problems so we can progress as humanity, progress as a nation, to evolve. So when you're in a deep work state or when you're focusing on your goals, let's say for example, when you start writing and you need to produce a script for something and you just work on it. For me, I experience deep flow states when I'm scripting my videos out or when I'm writing my newsletters. When I get so many ideas, they are just connected and I'm just able to synthesize them all. That's when I feel like, okay, I'm in the zone and I can easily flush out 1 or 2 hours of deep work. It's something that is enjoyable because my brain is experiencing a flow state. This is how artists can go up to like 10 hours without needing any food, without needing to go toilet, without needing water, because they completely forget about that. They're in the zone and they're focused on creating their art. Being in the flow state is just really optimal for the human mind, and it just feels so amazing. After having accomplished a goal, even accomplishing it is not that nice. The progress of working towards the goal, sometimes it can be just few hours of work, like a few deep sessions, or it can be progressing your goal over the span of 2 to 3 months. That's true happiness. Second form of true happiness is engaging in deep conversations. I once read this story where monks, they begin the day with a lot of labor and they have to like do a lot of things. If I'm not wrong, they start the day with agriculture and harvesting their foods. Then they go on to do a bit more chores. And around 4 p.m, which is tea time, monks gather together after their meditation session as well, if I'm not wrong. So around at 4 p.m, they gather together, and having tea time is when they have like the most heartily laughs and they talk to each other and just share how their day went. So having deep conversations like this is something that forces you to build relationships with other people, to engage and connect. When you're able to socialize and connect with someone else on that deep a level, having like a high intellectually stimulating conversation, that's where another form of true happiness comes about. So these are 2 things you can do: engage in deep work sessions and engage in meaningful and deep conversations. This way your dopamine baseline will be... It's not wrong to scroll on TikTok because TikTok is actually not just an entertainment hub. It's now a search engine because we as humans have created so many videos. It has become like a database. No longer are we like googling things. Now it's either ChatGPT or searching on TikTok. So it's really helpful. So by replacing our unintentional scrolling time with engaging in deep conversations and doing deep work, can really help to reset your dopamine level and unrot your brain. I just did both these things over the period of a week, and I felt so much more improved because I didn't know how bad my dopamine baseline was. So I hope these tips will help you too. Stay tuned for my next video. Bye!